Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome in the second week of the distant learning. Our lesson today is 13.5, Choose appropriate measure of center and variability. Our learning intentions are find measures of center and variability and choose the appropriate measure to describe data. To make it easy for you, I will divide the lesson into two parts. So we will have two separate videos for this lesson. In the first video, we will focus on the first learning intention, which is finding measures of center and variability. In the second video, we will focus on how to choose the appropriate measure to describe data. Our success criteria are: identify the measures of center and variability, find measures of center and variability, choose appropriate measure to describe data, justify your choice. There are two types of measures as we mentioned before: measures of center and measures of variability. The table shows three main measures of center, which are median, mean, and mode, and two measures of variability, which are range and interquartile range, or we can call it IQR. The first measure of center we will discuss is the median. Under the median, we will discuss also the lower quartile and the upper quartile because we will need them later in this lesson. The median, as we explained last week, is the middle number of the whole data. To find the median, you must order the data from least to greatest. Then you circle the middle number or you choose the middle number. The lower quartile, it's also the middle number, but it's the middle number of the lower half of the data. The lower half of the data, they are the numbers that are less than the median. And the upper quartile, it's also the middle number, but it's the middle number of the upper half of the data. The upper half of the data, they are the numbers that are greater than the median. Now we will see and we will understand what do we mean by each one of these through the following example. To order the numbers from least to greatest. In this example, the least number is 13, then 19, 28, 32, 38, 46, 47, 51, 62, and 73. After we order the numbers from least to greatest, we have to find or choose the middle number. And to not do mistakes, I suggest to cancel one number from the beginning and one number from the end. We can see we end up with two numbers in the middle. In this case, we have to find the middle number between these two numbers. You have two ways: either you find it mentally, or you can add and divide by 2. So I will add 38 plus 46, that's equal to 84. Then you divide 84 by 2 equals 42. So the median is 42. The lower quartile is the middle number of the numbers that are less than the median, or the lower half. The lower half is from 38 to 13. All these numbers, they are less than the median, so this is the lower half. To find the middle number here, it's easy because I have only 5 numbers, which is odd number, so we will have only one number in the middle. In this case, I don't need to add and divide by 2. So the lower quartile equals 28. The upper quartile is the number that is in the middle of the numbers that are greater than the median. So from 46 to 37, all these numbers are greater than 42. And also here it's easy to find the middle number in this group of numbers. It is 51. Because we have only one number, I don't need to add and divide by 2. So the upper quartile, UQ, equals 51. The second measure that we will discuss is the mean. The mean is the average of a group of numbers. To find the mean, we have to add all the numbers, then divide by the number of data. Now we will see through this example how can we find the mean. Okay, how to find the mean or the average? There are two steps to find the mean, as we said. First, you have to add. Second, divide. We will add all the digits in our data. So 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 10. You can add these numbers easily. That's equal to 36. Step 2, divide. So you will divide 36, divide how many digits in your data? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you will divide 36, divide 6. The answer equals 6. So the mean equals the answer of the division, which is 6. In example 2, again we will add, then we will divide. Here we have little bit large numbers, so you can use the calculator to not do mistakes in your addition and in your division. If you add all these, you will find it's equal to 274. Then you will divide it by how many digits you have in your data. You can count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we divide by 7. The answer equals 39.14. There are many decimal places, but it's enough to write only 2 decimal places. So the mean equals 39.14. You have to remember, to find the mean, first step you have to add, then you have to divide. Now we finished from the mean and the median. The last measure of center we will discuss is the mode. The mode, it's the most repeated number in the data. To find the mode, just look for the most repeated number in the data, and that's equal the mode. We will see how can we find the mode using these 3 examples. So to find the mode, we just look for the most repeated number. In the first example, we can observe that 4 is repeated 3 times, while the other numbers, they are repeated once. Therefore, the mode equals 4. Very simple. Now, in example 2, we can observe that 7 is repeated 2 times, and also the 9 is repeated 2 times, while the other numbers, they are repeated only once. In this case, the mode equals 7 and 9. In the third example, we have different numbers, but none of them is repeated. In this case, the mode is nothing. So from these 3 examples, we can see the 3 different cases for the mode. Sometimes the mode, it has only one value. Sometimes the mode has more than one value. And sometimes if there is no repetition in the example or in your data, there is no mode. Now we will move to measures of variability. The first one we will discuss is the range. The range is the difference between the highest and the lowest value. So to find the range, we just subtract the highest and the lowest value in our data. Let's see this example and we will find the range. To find the range, we just subtract the greatest value and the lowest value. In the first example, we can see that 18 is the greatest value and 4 is the lowest value. So the range equals 18 minus 4. The answer is 14. Very simple. So just subtract the greatest value minus the lowest value. Same in example 2. The greatest value we can see here is 49 and the lowest value is 5. So the range equals 49 minus 5 equals 44. Now we will move to the last measure, which is IQR or interquartile range. The interquartile range is the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. To find the IQR, we just subtract the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Now I will show you how you can find the IQR using this example. How to find the IQR or the interquartile range? To find the interquartile range, we have to subtract the upper quartile, UQ, minus the lower quartile. So first we have to find the UQ and the LQ. And we explained before how to find them. We have to order the numbers first from least to greatest. So we will order them first. 2, 2, 3, 3, another 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we have to find the lower half and the upper half. So the median or the middle number of the data is here. This is the median, and the lower half is from here to here, and the upper half is from here to here. This is the lower half, and this is the upper half. The lower quartile is the middle number of the upper half. So in this group of numbers, the middle number is 3. So LQ equals 3. And the upper quartile is the middle number of the upper half here. So we can see the middle number is 7. So the UQ or the upper quartile equals 7. Now after finding the lower quartile and the upper quartile, we can find the interquartile range or the IQR by subtracting the upper quartile, which is 7, minus the lower quartile, which is a 3, and that's equals 7 minus 3, 4. Now we finish from the first learning intention. We learn how to find measures of center and variability. Now please move and watch the second video, which we will focus on how to choose the appropriate measure to describe data.